Hello and welcome to the post-season edition of It's Your Call. Great to have your company. Congratulations to Sydney. Commiserations to Hawthorn. What a game of footy, and well done to the Melbourne Storm. Well, as he has done throughout the course of this year, he's the umpires manager. He's done a pretty good job. In fact, he's done a great job. And I would imagine he's pleased with the performance of all of his umpires on the weekend, as I say, for the final time this year. Welcome, Geesh.
G'day, Wayne.
What a game.
Great game, and it's good to have it all completed now.
You were just telling me before we came on air, and I'd like you to share this. You had a quite sort of moving moment with Chelsea Roffey last week when you told her that she was going to umpire her first game. What a trailblazing effort.
Yes, it was a superb effort, and last Monday afternoon, after we'd done the reviews of the preliminary final, we had the job of contacting all the umpires that were going through, plus letting the ones know that missed out as well. And when it came to tell Chelsea, there was just that very emotional little moment where she teared up and got very emotional about it. But what a great effort by her, and we're so proud of her.
And rightly so. Congratulations to all the umpires, as I said before. We've got some very positive tweets that I'll get to a little bit later on. They are glowing in regards to what your merry men and wonderful lady managed to do on the weekend. Let's jump straight into it. Big game of footy. There was so much to like about this, and this one really didn't get any publicity or attention.
No, it was one of the first scoring attempts of the game, and it was a very tight call. But we put this one here just to illustrate, and I think most of your watchers know by now that the whole of the ball has to cross the whole of the line. And we can see our goal umpire in perfect position there. We can see our two boundary umpires on the post, and we can see the ball touched right on the line. So very tight call, but great goal umpiring and great officiating by all umpires.
All right, Twitter has been a big part of our show throughout the course of the year, and the remainder, or most of the other decisions we'll have a look at are all from Twitter. This one's from Lisa Harvey, and I'll get you to have a look at this one. Geesh, and talk us through the David Hale free kick.
Yeah, depending on what angle you're looking at here, you probably don't think there's a real lot in this one, but quite clearly we can see Mumford just give Hale a push in the back in a ruck contest, and just puts him out of business there, which is a push in a ruck contest, and that constitutes a free kick. So it doesn't show up real clear, but right there, pushed out and puts him out of the contest.
All right, no arguments there. The next one is from Elias, and this is regards to deliberate out of bounds against Teddy Richards.
Yes, and again, there was a lot of discussion around this. People said, he was kicking out to a teammate and what have you. But look, there's such highly skilled players these days. Your viewers would have heard all year that we have to be strong with deliberate out of bounds. He's under not a great deal of pressure, kicks out towards the line, no teammates in the vicinity, rolls out, deliberate out of bounds.
And just before we move on to the next decision, in that last bit of vision there, we saw a Hawthorn medical person, I'm not sure what the doctor or the physio, within about 5 metres of Teddy Richards. Normally, that's a free kick paid against, isn't it?
Well, it certainly can be a free kick, but when you pointed that out, it made me think, we said that Richards wasn't under a great deal of pressure. Maybe he saw or felt that official in his area and thought, gee, I'll hurry this kick. But still, he missed his teammates by a long way. It was an inappropriate kick, and we're comfortable with the deliberate out of bounds.
We've had a couple of contentious holding the balls, or what many people thought were holding the ball decisions. We had another one on the weekend, and this one's come from Left Footer off Twitter. We'll see the first one, and then we've got a couple of others that are very similar.
Yeah, and we heard, cries of holding the ball or incorrect disposal from Lewis Roberts-Thompson there, but when you look at it again, you'll see that he takes the ball, turns to kick straight away, certainly no prior, attempts to kick, and that's a play on call. And we've seen a number of those through the year. We saw the Mitch Duncan one with Rioli, play on call. We've seen that over and over again, and certainly no prior opportunity with that one, and that's consistent with Lewis Roberts-Thompson. So we can see the similarities. And then, of course, we go to the first final and we can see Roughead take the ball, go to kick, ball knocked out in the tackle, play on there as well.
So let's clear this up once and for all. If you don't have sufficient time to dispose of the ball, which none of these examples have, and if it's knocked out in the tackle, it's play on.
Correct, mate. And that's a really good learning point, coaching point for everybody. If they reflect back to those three examples next year, if we get it wrong from there, you're entitled to write in and say what's going on. But if you remember back to those three and remember that, you'll know that they're all a play-on situation.
All right, the final one that we'll have a look at for 2012, one that I thought perhaps should have been downfield, but it wasn't. It was a free kick paid against Lewis Jetta for a push in the back.
Yeah, there was a bit of a cry for free kick downfield, but our umpire, Matt Stevic, paid this for a push as he kicked it. Now, you'll see it when it's slowed down frame by frame that the ball had just touched his boot when that push came in the back. The umpire paid it for a push in the back, not for downfield, so he brought the ball back and make him take the kick again.
Geez, the Hawks supporters will be looking at that saying we're 2 points down, only a couple of minutes to go in the final third quarter. That one would have been handy if it had been a shot at goal and they converted directly in front.
Yeah, you can understand them thinking that way, but our umpires, unfortunately, don't have frame by frame. He paid it for the push in the back.
All right, question without notice. On the spot, I thought it was a great effort. We'll get to some of the tweets very shortly. A collective mark out of 10 for the boys and lady on the weekend.
Oh, gee, I'd have to say, Wayne, it was one of our better performances of the year. I'd have to say right up there with probably a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't think you're far off, and there's been plenty of support off Twitter across the course of the weekend. This one's from People Sport Talk. Often criticised the umpires, Geese. Show deserved credit when it is due. They were sensational on the weekend. Barely any talking points. Well done. This one from OzKick23. That was one of the better umpired games I've seen and can remember. Good finish to the year. And the final one from Tim McGrath, not the man that works for K-Rock, who was a part of the Norm Smith voting on the weekend. Thought the umpiring was good on Saturday. But he did finish off with just a quick question. He goes, why are the umpires instructed to let the game go in the granny and not the home and away? You've got the right of reply.
Yeah, my right of reply to that is the teams are so disciplined, and certainly the umpires would have been looking for infringements, but when the teams are so disciplined and not falling in backs or taking people high or infringing unnecessarily, you just let the game go. So it was terrific. And can I just say, look, thanks to all your viewers throughout the season. I know there's a lot of motion and there's a lot of, hype around umpiring decisions, but I think your viewers have really cottoned on to what we're on about, and I'd like to thank them for their interest through the year.
That's terrific on their behalf, and I think what also helped on the weekend was the spirit the game was played in by both teams. It was fantastic.
It was wonderful, and you watch the NRL and you see a few little instances out of that. But look, I think our players these days know that the penalties are high. They know it's the showcase game all over the world, and they're on their best behaviour. So can I just say full credit to both clubs, played in brilliant spirit and very well done.
On behalf of everybody involved in the show, we really appreciate your contribution and the contributions of the umpires this year. It's been fantastic. Great way to finish it off.
Thanks, Wayne.
Good
appreciate
pleasure
it.
on you. And that is a wrap for us. Thanks to you for watching us throughout the course of the season. A big thank you to our great sponsor at Quit Now. Remember, every cigarette you don't smoke is doing you good. Although we're not going to be here for the remainder of the off-season, don't forget on afl.com.au there's certainly going to be plenty to watch and get your updates on with news, video content throughout the off-season, especially over the trade free agency period and the draft as well. To make sure you click back onto the site, afl.com.au is the site to go. For all of that information, on behalf of Jeff, myself and everybody involved in the program, thanks for your patronage throughout the course of the year. Well done to Sydney, and commiserations to the Hawks. See you next year.